My experiences, like I said, with my life and some of the stuff I've dealt with in my journey, but also as a player, being that fringe type player, dealing with setbacks and being in and out of the team, missing out on the 2006 grand final. I do feel like I can relate to players and, share my story, but also understand where they're coming from. And I definitely do use that a lot with building relationships with my players. Yeah, growing up in Kalgoorlie, it's a smaller town and they love their sport, so we tried our hand at anything and everything, and footy, as it turned out to be my number one sport, which I really enjoyed. Yeah, growing up, I suppose, in the situation I'd been put in, I had to take on more responsibility, I suppose, and it has made you have to grow up and be a bit more mature at an early age. In the long run, it's really held me in good stead, and probably got a bit of an older head on me than I actually am. I was very fortunate to have my grandparents there for support who looked after me and took care of me and taught me right from wrong and taught me the values that I have today. And I had some fantastic role models in my sporting life who were coaches. And then a big influence on my life and a real turning point was Merv Della. He really helped me understand who I was and he really drove me to try and take my footy to another level, which has helped me get to where I am today. It was a big move to leave home. I was pretty comfortable in Kalgoorlie and I was working as an apprentice electrician at Alcoa at the time, and I did have a couple of friends from the club call me and say, "You've just been rookied by West Coast," which I didn't believe before I got the phone call from Ian Miller telling me that I've been drafted and can I be in the club the next morning for a training camp in Rottnest. So it all happened really quickly. Yeah, and it was a dream come true.
Back inboard, Staker involved again. Here's Graham, lets it rip from 48, nailed it. Gives it off to Graham, who can wind up from 50. It's an open goal square and he puts it through.
2006, yeah, definitely my best year of footy at AFL level, and I managed to play every game and unfortunately missed out on the main one in the grand final. You are a part of it, it just doesn't feel the same. But I suppose one thing now as a coach, you do understand where the coaches were coming from and the importance of picking the right team for any given day, and I suppose that's one thing I've taken from that moment and missing out. As much as I'd love to be a premiership player for West Coast Eagles, it wasn't going to define me and who I am. Obviously my time at South Fremantle, it seems like a long time ago now, but it was a big part of my life. I managed to play in a couple of premierships, one quite early in 2005, and then 2009 after my time in the AFL I went back and we had a fantastic side that year, and yeah, it was a real memorable experience. Yeah, I did retire young through certain experiences that I had going on outside of footy. At 28 years old, I wasn't really enjoying or loving what I was doing, so I decided to go back to uni and study teaching, which I'm currently doing now. I'm 10 years in and I'm close to finishing my degree. It's interesting because often we talk about things happen for a reason, and at that time I really started turning towards coaching and helped out with the South Fremantle development squad. Since then I've been back at West Coast Eagles nearly eight years now, and I've had multiple roles. Started out in development with the forwards and had an experience coaching East Perth one year, and now been an assistant to Adam Simpson for the last 5 years. So I've had multiple opportunities within the organisation, and yeah, very grateful for it. I think with my career and my experiences in growing up and in my lifetime, I definitely use those experiences with my coaching. I think understanding individuals, that they've all got different backgrounds and they've had different challenges from a life point of view, but then from a footy point of view, being that fringe type player who's in and out of the team, those type of experiences allows me to have some empathy for players now and relate to players, and I suppose it helps you build that trust with your players as well, knowing that you've been through experiences and you can share those and also empathise with players and what they're going through. I'm very fortunate to be in a job that I love doing. You get to impact and develop young men, not only as footballers but as people, and I think that's the main thing with coaching is you've got the tactical side of the game, but there's the interpersonal skills and getting to know individuals and what makes them tick and how you get the best out of them, and that's the most rewarding part of our job. is seeing individuals get the best out of themselves and achieve great things.